Hey everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to Wizardry Workshop. In this video, we are going to be making flying keys that actually fly. We're also going to be making some flying bats as well. And this is kind of my own version of, I don't know if you've ever seen them, but there's like cards that you can open up and boxes you open up and all these paper butterflies fly out. Same idea, only I'm doing bats and flying keys. Bats, because I wanted this to have a Halloween spin. It is October at the time of recording this video, and to me, it's Halloween month. I love Halloween, favorite holiday ever, so this entire month I'm gonna be trying to theme all of my stuff with some type of spooky Halloween element. If you are new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. I do primarily Harry Potter DIY projects on my channel, bunches of movie replicas, and the best thing about it is all of my movie replica templates are absolutely free to download. Check out the description box down below for a list of supplies you're gonna need to make this DIY, and let's get into it. So for this, we do have some printable templates. These are just some like wings for the flying keys. So I just printed this on cardstock. It's a single-sided thing, and then you just cut them out with scissors. I find it easier to cut out like one set of wings like this, so it's just a smaller piece of paper to work with, and then cut the wings out. You might be asking why I didn't use a Cricut for this. I couldn't get them exactly centered to look good. They were always off center, so I'm doing this by hand. Important to note, there are two different sized wings. There's a small and a large, and there's also a left and right version of each wing. And once you're all done cutting, you should have just a whole bunch of little wings, which we're gonna use to make our keys. So go ahead and grab a set, which would be a left and a right of the large wing and a left and a right of the small wings, and set those aside for just a moment. We are gonna need some paper clips. I went with gold because I thought that's gonna look pretty good with the gold keys that we're gonna make. We just need 2 of these per flying key. So 2 paper clips, and we want to unfold them. Basically what I mean by that is straighten them all out, unbend them. And this is a point where you might want to use some pliers to help you hold on to it while you straighten this thing out. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's not going to be unless you're like a weird android. And with a straightened paper clip, here's a supply I bet you didn't think we'd use, a wand. So I'm going to use this wand, eyeball about the center of the paper clip, and then we are going to bend it over like this and just keep going all the way around the wand like that, just like that. Now we will take our pliers and just hold on to the paper clip like this and bend, oh, that was my laundry. So we'll hold on to the paper clip like this with our pliers and then just bend these 2 sides downward toward each other. Look how close I estimated that. That is like perfect, and I just eyeballed the center of this. It's almost like I'm an android. And then we will take, again, our pliers and just pinch the very, very end of this. Right there, like this. And then we are going to bend it outward all the way to like, so it's like a little hook. You can see that? We're gonna do that on both sides. So now we should have 2 hooks facing outward like this. Then we're going to grab the inside of the hooks. So each one we're gonna grab just inside of it right here and bend it in like that. So as you can see, that's the shape we're going for. We're doing that on both sides. So now let's move on to the next paper clip. And again, we're going to use the tip of our wand to do pretty much the same thing. Estimate about the center of the paper clip and bend it around up to about here. So we've just bent it kind of in half like this. Now at this point, what you want to do is take it and slide it through that hole that we made on the first paper clip. So these ends go through the hole this way. See, and then we can take the wand tip again, put it back into where we were bending, and then keep bending them all the way out like that. So now we have this. The loop that we just made, grab a hold of that with your pliers, and we're going to take these two ends which we just kind of pulled through and bent out, and we're going to twist them like this. And of course my camera had to blur a little bit as I did that, but we just twisted them around, and now we have this. And then we are just going to bend those two forward about like this, sort of like a V shape there. And you should end up with this. All right, we've got our wings, we've got our paper clips put together. The next thing we need are these small rubber bands right here. They're about 1.5 inches or so, 1.25 inches. That loop that's on the inside here, we are going to put our rubber band through there. So I just folded the rubber band in half and put it through that loop. And then if we fold the rubber band in half again, that gives us 2 loops in the rubber band basically. And then we open up that back part that we folded, and we're going to put that through there and then bend these together and then put the rubber band on them like this, so they kind of like hold the rubber band in place where it is. Now you can start twisting this part, and let's see. And that's what we want, really. You want it to be able to just spin around. So I've wound this up about maybe 15, 20 times-ish, and that's what you want. Now we're gonna go for putting these wings on. And for that, all we need is some tape. The most transparent tape you can find, because you don't want this to really be visible. So we will just grab one of these wings. Right here I've got the right side bottom wing, because it's the larger one, and you want to take just a little piece of tape and put it real close, like about halfway between the tape and then kind of close to the base here of the wing. And then we will take our paperclip mechanism, and we're going to call this middle part that we made, the first part we made, the body. So we're going to take the tape and just put it through and just bend it over so that this wing is taped to the right side of the body, like this. And then we just need to do the same thing here with the left side of the body. Now we're going to get a bit of a larger piece of tape, longer piece, I guess, and we're going to grab one of these small wings. And the small wings, if you haven't guessed it, goes on these, I'm going to call this the propeller. So the propeller part that we made, which is the second part we made. Line up where the wing would go. You want to make sure there's enough room in between them so that they're not knocking into each other when this thing is spinning. So right here looks good to me, and then we're just going to do the same thing and fold the tape over onto the propeller part. And if you have a little piece poking out like this one, like I do, you can just trim that down. I don't know if you can see it, but I have bowed out these two sides of the body to sort of make it a bit wider, just to have a little bit more room in there for the rubber band and the thing to spin. I mean, really, it is all about a little bit of trial and error. Each one is going to be a little bit different. After a few adjustments, here's what it looks like. And with a whole bunch of them going at once, like let's say 4 to 6 of them going at once, it's going to look like a little flutter of bugs or butterflies or whatever. Let's move on to adding the keys to this. So there is a template for these keys. If you don't have gold paper, which I don't have double-sided gold paper, so I've just made a little box in the middle of a piece of cardstock, double-sided, and it's just black toner from my laser printer, just a black box printed with my laser printer. We just want to cut that square out, wrap it on both sides with gold foil, heat-activated gold foil, and then just run it through the Mink gold foil applicator. And when you do this, you end up basically with a double-sided square of gold cardstock. And then that will feed into our Cricut, send Cricut the key template, which I am providing in the description box below, and Cricut should cut out 10 golden keys. So here's what it looks like when it comes out of your Cricut machine. You want to be careful. These are kind of delicate keys, but you want to get each one of them off of the cutting mat, the Cricut cutting mat. They actually turned out looking really cool. So we just need a small rectangular piece of tape, about like this, close to the front of the key, which is here. We want to put that piece of tape. So about like this. So if you're looking at the key like this, there is a longer piece of tape, and then it kind of overlaps a little bit near the bottom with a smaller length of tape. So we're just going to fold that bottom part up and under. So now we have this. And now we take our main key mechanism, and pretty much the same way we did these wings, we're going to attach the key up through, and then the other side of the tape is going to wrap around and stick to the top of that wing. And what that gives us is a little key at the bottom. And if we wind it up, this guy should have no problem flying up out of whatever card you give to whomever you give it to. Next, let's do the bats. For the bats, I have black paper clips, and we only need 2 of those. I'm not going to show you again because I just showed you, but we're doing the same exact thing here, only with black paper clips. And then for the wings, I just have this black cardstock. Stick that to your Cricut mat and then run it through and use my bat wing templates to cut this thing out. And when it comes out, what you have are a whole bunch of tiny little bat wings. For the rubber bands, for the bats, I decided to go with a green one because I didn't have any black ones, and the green really looked kind of Halloween-ish with the black wings. I suppose you could do orange as well, or purple. Put it all together and you have a flying bat. And I might have to make some adjustments, but let's see how it works. Hey, worked pretty good. It didn't flap as much, but it worked. But here's the thing. You can also attach the gold keys to the flying bats, which I think is a really cool twist on Harry Potter Halloween theme. And what we're left with here is a flying bat carrying a golden key. So now I have 2 flying keys and a flying bat. I'm just going to go ahead and do it with these, but you could make as many as you want. I'm probably going to stop here for now because I'm tired of bending paper clips. But what you should be doing with these is putting them in like a Halloween card or some type of Harry Potter themed card even. This one's small enough that 3 is plenty. You could put a piece of Velcro or a strip of Velcro or some type of latch or something, so they have to pull that before opening it. But when they open the card, oh no, the bat lost a wing. You know what? Forget the bat. These guys flew beautifully. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think of this DIY. I think it's really, really cool. It's awesome. You can put them in like any Harry Potter themed card you want. I don't know what else to say. Let me know what you think. Be sure to stay tuned for this month's next Harry Potter Halloween DIY. Thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next video.